Hey guys, it's Smalls, and today I wanted to do a video on my grandmother Demix. And my grandma Demix was my mother's mom, and I am named after her partially. My middle name is Margaret. She actually named my mom Margaret, so I have not really heard of other women naming their daughters directly after them, so that's a pretty unique thing, and I really like that. And so if I have two boys, I think the second boy I will name Stephen, so that I'm kind of following that, but also Stephen was my grandfather's name and one of my uncle's names. But anyway, let's get into the story. So my grandma Demix was actually born in Canada. Her family was from Scotland. I'm trying to figure out when they moved to the state, or to Canada rather, but that costs more in Ancestry, so I've really kind of got a budget so I can get the World Explorer account on there. I don't know if you guys ever use Ancestry. I love it. If you're looking to find more about your ancestors, I would definitely check that out, even if you only subscribe for a month and kind of do some digging that way. I found pictures of family members that I would have never seen before. It's really cool. It's really awesome. It's a really awesome website. But anyway, yes, my grandmother Demix, she survived polio pretty much unscathed. She didn't have any trouble working. She had 5 kids actually. Her and her brother both survived polio. She told the best stories. She really did. She apparently made the best chicken paprikash, which is such a good dish. If you guys ever are able to make it, or probably better buy it from a Hungarian restaurant, or know somebody who's Czech or Hungarian who can make it for you, you should ask them to, because it's just such a good hearty, like soul food type of dish. But I was really close with my grandma. I was very fortunate enough to know her. She did pass when I was 6 years old, but I lived with her, and I would always sleep in the bed with her. And I've mentioned this before in my other video, the video on why I believe in an afterlife. But I want to talk about the things that my grandma Demix did to let us know that she really hadn't gone anywhere. And in my other video that I just mentioned, I talk about how we would hear her walk down the stairs, and how my brother and sister felt a rush of cold air come through them when they were on sitting on the floor watching TV, basically in front of the stairs where my grandmother would walk to the kitchen. There were also a couple other signs that she gave to us. We would often smell Pond's, which for those of you who do not know, it's a moisturizer. It's kind of an old school moisturizer. I actually have some, but she was very adamant about making sure that we always moisturize our face, our neck, our hands, and our feet. So that is my grandmother's advice to you. Make sure you always moisturize. Another good thing that she always said that I've always kept in the back of my mind, and I'm so grateful for this good advice, and you've probably heard it before, but it's so true. If it's too good to be true, then it probably is. And that is so true even today, like with people, with jobs, with offers. Like, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. There's usually a catch, unfortunately. And that's kind of the world we live in. But if you keep that in mind, then you won't be so disappointed. But in addition to like the Ponds thing, my brother had a very, very scary experience. And like I said, my brother was in his 20s at this time, and he had a girlfriend, and I had no problems with his girlfriend. I actually really liked her. But after my grandma passed away, nobody was really using her room or her giant bed, so my brother and his girlfriend were up there, and then my niece Danielle, who's a year older than me, was sleeping up there with them too. Like, I know that kind of sounds weird, but it really wasn't. Like, my family is really close, and we'd, you know, sleep wherever. We were little girls, you know. So she was sleeping in my grandmother's bed with them, And I guess in the middle of the night, they were all like woken up at the same time. The entire mattress that they were sleeping on like came up off the base of the bed. It like flung them all up. And it really freaked Danielle out. It really freaked my brother out. And it really freaked his girlfriend out. And I don't know why my grandmother didn't like my brother's then girlfriend. She seemed like a sweet girl. There's nothing that, you know, even though they broke up when I was about 8 or 9, there's nothing that I could really see that would make her not like her. Maybe it was the onset of her Alzheimer's. Maybe because my brother was really her only grandson. There could be a number of things why, but anyway, that had happened. But I don't think that she's still tied to that house. I think that she's around because I feel her, which is really cool. And actually, when I started filming this, the first time I started filming this tonight, I saw a spider, and I'll leave a clip of the spider, but a pretty big guy for a daddy long leg. I won't kill you. I appreciate you for what you do. Plus, you can't harm me. If you were one of those fat guys, you'd probably be dead, but you're just a daddy long leg, so no worries. It's just so interesting that I would see a spider because spiders are related to our ancestors. So I'm going to leave a slide with some information regarding spiders and the spiritual significance of them, the symbolism of them. I think that if you knew your grandmother or your grandfather, you should make a video about them. You should, you know, let their memory live on, and if you have pictures of them, you should include them. I think it's very important to honor your ancestors because without them you would not exist. And considering all the luxuries that we have today in the first world countries, if you are living in a first world country, even then they didn't have quite the luxuries that we have today. So you should really pay homage to that and have respect for them as well. But if you have any questions or comments, please do feel free to leave them below. And if you are not already, please do subscribe. I usually post paranormal, spiritual, kind of weird topics on my channel. And as always, have a good day. Bye.